Hi, I'm Kerry. I'm a retired financial advisor. I was a CFP, a CHFC, and a CLU. I watch a lot of videos on retirement here, and most of the people aren't retired. And secondly, they talk about it as if the game is over. They talk about how should you qualify for your Social Security, what should you do with your pension, how should you manage your 401k. I don't choose. I do that, and you can see how I invest and everything over on my other channel, Best of Us Investors. But I look at this as the second half. I graduated from college, and I wasn't qualified to become a doctor or a lawyer, and so I did what my dad did. I became a salesman. But I realized as I moved through my life, and particularly at near the end of my life, I was qualified to do a lot more things, and really sales wasn't my passion. I discovered in my spare time I liked to paint, and I wanted a Picasso and a Rembrandt and a Salvador Dali in my house, so I painted them. I got very involved in photography, so I did some very creative photography, and then I wrote some books. And the most important book I think I've written is this one here, about 2 years ago. Who Are You and Why Are You You? Now that sounds like a crazy title, but what it was my discovery of why I am who I am, and what really limitations I placed upon myself based upon the education that I received. And I didn't realize I was dyslexic until I was in my 60s. And so that all held me back. But I realized that I was a very creative person. And so retirement to me was a second chance. And that's what I want to impress upon you. Don't limit yourself to this is what I've accumulated and this is what I'm going to have to live on the rest of my life. Instead, look at it as what can I do to enrich my life so that the second half of my life is better than the first half. The first thing I would suggest you do is find that passion. Find that area that you are really interested in, and then go to YouTube and type that passion in, whether it's unusual forms of art, whether it's fishing, whether it's photography, travel, whatever you want to do, and then see how someone is presenting it on YouTube. Because I'll guarantee you, you look at that number of views and you divide it by 1,000, and that will give you the number of 1,000 views. Multiply that by a number, depending on the genre, anything from probably $12 to $30. My YouTube channel on investments, I get about $29 per 1,000 views. That tells you what kind of income those people are making on the YouTube channel about the your area of interest. And again, let's say it's unique painting techniques. If they've got 1 million subscribers, that are not million subscribers, but 1 million views, divide that by 1,000, multiply it by 20, and you know how much they've made on that video. Now look at it and say, I think I could do it better because I have a different way of presenting. I have a more energetic form of presenting, and I think I can do that better. And then if it isn't YouTube, think about it as a blog. Think about it as a podcast. There are people making millions of dollars on podcasts. So you take and don't look at your retirement as the end game. Look at it as the second half. Then what I want you to do is create a business out of it. And the first thing you need to do is create a tax entity, whether it's a sole proprietorship or a partnership, or in my case, an LLC, a limited liability corporation. I did that because I want to protect my other assets from any possible suits or anything that comes from this side business. So we'll get into that another time. So then with that, once you've got that, now let's say your channel's about travel and you want to travel around the world and share you and your spouse's experience on travel. Well, now all your travel becomes a business expense. So that cruise you went on that you're going to go on and it cost you $6,000, that's a business expense. It comes off of the earnings that you make from YouTube. And there's all kinds of ways to make money on YouTube. Affiliate marketing, sponsorships, whatever. In my life, I have a YouTube channel, now 2 YouTube channels. I have a real estate license, so I can sell homes and make. I'm also a real estate developer, so that's another source of income. I'm an author. I've written a number of books, the latest being The Power of the Tribe. I then do affiliate marketing, and you can do this with your blog or with your podcast, and then I get sponsorships. So I create a source of income. But again, I have this other tax entity that allows me to write off the pleasure, such as I write off my automobile because I got to go and show people houses, and that's my vehicle is a part of my business. Then I have an office, and I have this studio, and then I have the investment studio over in the next room. I do some travel. I went up to Boston, and interviewed a hedge fund. That's all a tax write-off. Then I educate myself. Every book that I read, or every Audible that I buy, or newspapers or magazines, that's all a business expense. So that comes off of my income. If I didn't have the business, would I be spending that money? Yeah, I would. But it's now a business expense, so I offset it. Then the big trick is, now that you've got this business, you create a savings plan, a solo 401k. Just like when you worked for that corporation, your employer contributed to your 401k, and you contributed to your 401k. If you're over 50 years of age and you're an employee of your own company, you can put $19,500 into your into your solo 401k. So I got this $19,000 coming in, but I don't really need it, and I don't want to pay taxes on it, so I put it into my 401k. Wait, I've also got an employee. Who is that? That's my spouse. So if we now have $40,000 coming in, I put $19,500 on my side and $19,500 on her side, and we've just sheltered $40,000. But wait, there's more. There's me as the employee, and then there's my LLC as the employer. The employer is allowed now to put up to 25% of my income that I receive from my employer into that same 401k, up to $37,500. So wait, you mean I just was able to shelter $57,000 of income that I've made off of my real estate and my YouTube channel? Yes, I'm able to shelter that. But wait, there's more again. I can do the same thing for my employee. Who's my employee? My wife. So between the two of us, we can put aside almost $120,000 in tax-free income into an investment portfolio, which I then manage to grow tax-free until I have to take my minimum required distributions, and then I manage that as well. How do you manage that? Well, here in Alabama, if I can keep my adjusted gross income, what is that? That's my income after I've already put almost $120,000 into my IRAs, and I've already written off my car, and I've already written off my travel and my office. If I can get that income down below $44,000 for Nita and I, I don't owe any property taxes. I live in a $700,000 home. I would have to pay, if my income was above the $44,000, $7,000 in property tax. But my income isn't over 40,000 because I manage it, because I push it out into these retirement vehicles. I push it out against the expenses that I incur, and I manage my money. So I haven't paid property taxes for 7 years. So you might say, wait a second, I can't do that all on my own. Then find a partner. Find a partner. Find somebody that can help you. I have a couple in my tribe. Again, the power of the tribe. We talk about this in our Discord over at Best of Us Investors. And the tribe then feeds me information and I feed them information. So in the tribe, we have put together this group, and one of the tribe members wrote me and said, Kerry, I see what you're doing in real estate. I'd like to do that in flipping homes. So what I've done is my wife went and became a real estate agent. My brother-in-law is a contractor. So the three of us have come together so that we can evaluate homes, we can buy homes, he's the carpenter, we can fix them up, and we can make extra money in our retirement. So again, don't consider this the end of the game. This is the second half. This is the best part of the game because you do it at your own pace. Nobody's telling you got to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning and stay till 6 o'clock in the evening, and you don't have to commute. I do this all in my basement. I have a studio here and I have a studio there, and I'm having the time of my life. My only regret is I didn't discover this when I was 25. But then there was no internet, there was no YouTube, there was none of this opportunity that you have in front of you today. Not to manage your Social Security. Okay, you need to know that. Not to manage your IRA and your 401k, and should it be Roth or should it be conventional? Not to get hung up on your personal savings. I got more money coming in than I need. So because I've created an opportunity for myself. I've seized on the opportunity of retirement. It freed me up to let me discover, who am I? Why am I who I am? And what limitations have I placed upon myself? What do you mean, limitations? I'm talking about that unwanted roommate in your head that right now is saying, I can't do that. I don't have the capabilities he has. Bullshit. You have more capabilities than I have. You just haven't discovered them yet. And then, as I say in the book, you just become relentless. You just go after it. And you learn more and you gain confidence and you will achieve your greatest expectations. I just can't believe it. And what is crazy for me, I can't help but want to share it with you so that you have the kind of experience that I'm having. I just can't. I'm afraid the game's going to end too soon. I monitor my health. I run in the Senior Olympics so that I stay healthy. My wife said I'm getting a little flabby in the rear end, so I got to get out and run some more because the best of my life is in front of me. And I want that for you. So go into the comments, ask me your questions, what you need to do. But first, give me a thumbs up. Tell me you like this, and then subscribe. I've got to get this up to, 1,000 subscribers. I think we're almost at 600. And I got to get 4,000 hours of viewing. And then this will become monetized. And now it turns into another source of income for me. That's what this is all about. Do you recognize that I get excited about this? That's what I want for you. I don't want you sitting on the sofa eating Twinkies and drinking Cokes or coffee or bourbon or scotch or whatever. I want you to have the second half of your life to be better than the first half. All right, I'll be talking to you again.